ready for all my insights on Battlefield? I have so many things to say.
Bruce was goddamn.
I was wrecking for a second.
Fucking dominating.
Wrecking
to be had.
Wrecking for a second.
Welcome to a metallic, maybe penny-tasting bowl of dude soup. Joel, if I were to pay you $200 and you had one thing to tell me to make me better at Battlefield, what would you say?
$200.
Yeah, for $200.
And I would tell you what to do
One
better.
thing.
Don't shoot that. What are you doing?
I would tell you.
Don't shoot it.
It's all about body blocking.
Okay. Operation Meat Shield.
Yeah. So what you need to do is choose the fattest class in the game, which I assume is the
drone
chef.
operator.
Well, no, every army has got a chef, right?
True.
So you're playing the chef in Battlefield, and your job as the chef is you run out with your spatula in front of the rest of the squad. Where did Lawrence go?
You have to keep talking.
No, Lawrence didn't like your joke, so he left.
Yeah, no, I'm really starting to miss James. Where's James?
I forgot to get my timer.
James is dead.
Oh, man.
It's alright, I know what time we started.
We don't go over on
I
time.
know what time we started.
You can't replace
You don't know anything.
What was the point of the question?
You don't know.
I don't know. Because we're going to be talking about Battlefield now.
Oh,
We're
cool.
gonna talk about Battlefield.
Battlefield.
So, guys, we got some. Okay, hold on a minute. All right. So, Bruce, you're having a lot of fun. You need to stop though, because you need to be more concerned with pixels or something.
Oh.
Because we got ourselves some spicy drama here. Battlefield Hardline.
Spicy, man.
Yet again, inferior on the X-Bone, which is a worthless hunk of plastic that may as well not exist.
How
Because
dare-
it'll run Hardline at 720p, 60 FPS, while the PlayStation 4 will run it at 900p, 60 FPS.
Okay.
Take that, Microsoft, and all of the idiots who bought your console.
Didn't we know this already, though? Didn't we know that?
No, it's different now. It's different now.
Okay.
It's different now.
The piece of plastic that's slightly inferior tech-wise is
It's
gonna have to pull some punches so that it can run at 60 frames a second if they wanted to.
But you can snap things, so think about that.
What if
you
you
could snap
try.
the other pixels on the right side of the screen?
So before we get into a discussion as to why people who buy Xboxes are stupid.
Well, hold on a minute. Hold on.
There's no discussion involved.
Can you? All right. So give me some graphical examples of what I can see on the PlayStation that I can't on the Bone.
Okay.
But I'm watching his game, which
your eyeballs.
So Joel, let's say for a second that let's say theoretically that Bruce was a peasant and he had to play this on an Xbox.
Oh shit! Oh balls!
I would say maybe you could see. It looks actually astoundingly similar to the Atari 2600. This tank would be a rough cluster of maybe 4 gray pixels.
You're joking. I want a serious answer.
You can't tell.
You could actually.
Well, you can tell.
you?
Look, I can tell.
I can't.
I can tell, but
I got bad eyes.
It doesn't bother me. It's one of those things you see. You see a few more jaggies.
Yeah.
You see less anti-aliasing. You see those sorts of things. It's very minor, though.
Like on this map overlay or on this graphics.
But you know what the PlayStation doesn't have?
What?
Doesn't have any of my friends on it.
Boom.
Yeah. And you can't. You honestly cannot.
You just disappointed everyone in the comments.
I know. Well, I'm being
telling us
serious
to play
here
PS4.
because you were just talking about this earlier today. You and Peak were playing Destiny over the weekend.
We had such
We were
a good
at
time.
PAX. We'll talk about that later. But either way, you guys were like, "Man, Vault of Glass so much fun. We did all this." I'm the idiot who was like, "Hey, PlayStation's the better console. I'm gonna get Destiny on PlayStation." Every fucking person I know is playing that game on
dumb
Xbox.
idiot.
I have no one to play Destiny with.
I have it on PS4 too. It's just my guys don't like
I know, but like. I have it on both systems because I knew this was gonna happen. I'm like, hey, spool, shut up. We got many copies sent to the office, and I held on to a copy.
I bought it twice. I was an idiot.
Actually, I'll take that back. I bought it on Xbox, and we were given a PlayStation copy. So I was like, you know what? That justifies it. I could do that because I wanted to buy the game anyway. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I have no friends to play with, and I even tried getting like 6 randos online.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, over the break, I remember trying just to get people on Twitter, be like, hey, if you're level whatever you got to be, 27 or whatever, 26. Hey,
you
come
definitely
play.
don't want a bunch of level 26.
Yeah, I finally did it. Let's play Vault of Glass. Nobody couldn't get it. It was so hard to organize, and I'm just like, damn, I wish I leveled up on Xbox. And people were like, well, graphically, it's better on PlayStation. I'm like, I don't care because I need to play with my friends.
Really similar.
Kind of a big reason why I've been sticking with Xbox One for GTA. I play single player GTA 5 on PlayStation, but I've been going through the multiplayer on Xbox because all my friends are there. No, I'm not making that mistake again.
Well, Adam, I think we should talk about how we actually played the game on Xbox One.
Which one?
Battlefield.
Oh, we did.
Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah, we were at PAX. We played this new mode. Was it 60 frames a second? Did you notice that?
I don't know if it was
Claiming it's
60.
They're saying
I mean,
at retail it'll be 60.
I believe that, but I mean, like, it was smooth.
It was smooth.
I don't think it was 60.
It's sometimes hard to tell, like, the monitor they're using there, and there's show floor, there's things even blasting your face. Regardless, Bruce, you can speak to this.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We played, like, a multiplayer mode that was very similar to Counter-Strike.
I don't understand how you had fun if you were playing on an Xbox.
Boom!
Yeah, you know, and, like, and graphically, like, it looked like Battlefield.
It probably didn't have any graphics.
It was, to be fair, it was a very small map.
I bet.
It was you invade like a weed house.
Yeah, on Xbox, right?
Yeah, those weed textures were nice.
Little Doritos and weed packets. Fat
That's
Americans.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, you're right.
Battlefield's Pepsi, I think. I don't know.
God, Brand,
Regardless of like, the mode was fun. Like, it was really cool. Like, we remember back when they first announced Hardline, we were all like rolling our eyes of like, oh, this is so dumb. When you take the name Battlefield out of it, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is kind of a cool game.
So, run down the mode real quick. What specifically? How did it work? What were the rules?
It was rescue, so it was basically like
Counter-Strike.
hostages in Counter-Strike.
Okay. So did it have the same kind of like?
Oh boy!
If you're a terrorist, can you just wheel around and just gun down all the hostages for no reason?
All you have to do is like basically post up. And the cool thing about Battlefield, at least remember in 4 how they had the interactive objects.
Yeah.
So in the weed house, there's a lot of doors. So you'd be and then it'd be like double doors. So you go like you open a door and then you have to go through a hallway and then open another set of doors. So as the bad guys, the terrorists or whatever, what is it? It was robbers. It's cops and robbers.
Cops and
basically.
robbers. Yep.
And so you would essentially just kind of post up and you would wait and you could like see through the glass to see the other door open and you're like, they're coming. And then like you just kind of play it cool and you get grappling hooks and like get up on top of the roof and like snipe people and like, but it was a very small concentrated place. Didn't feel like Battlefield. Like not like big. It shouldn't be called Battlefield, honestly.
It's true, yeah.
It should just be called like BF.
Yeah, but then no one's going to buy it if it's
That's
not
the thing.
Battlefield.
Well, so think about it this way, and
It's
I
called
feel
Call
like
of Duty.
I feel like this is what Activision's been doing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty now doesn't mean anything. Like,
Boom, boom.
As a franchise, it means multiplayer that you can level up in, and it means a campaign with a lot of explosions. Any like ties that it had to where Call of Duty started kind of ended when, like Ghosts basically, when it stopped being.
Boom! Boom! Anybody see that? Boom!
That was
That
really
boom.
good.
Okay.
When it stopped being World War II. So now Call of Duty is basically Activision's banner. Like it's an umbrella for a number of different franchises. Like Black Ops is now a franchise.
And
Ghosts
Battlefield
might be.
and Battlefield's kind of going that
Advanced
way too.
Warfare, there will probably be a 2. Yeah, Battlefield will be the story.
Well, you know where that started with though.
Who did that before Call of Duty? Did anybody?
Oh no! Well, I was gonna say what EA was trying to do.
There were sequels to Final Fantasy games
Those
that were
don't
like an
count.
independent franchise under a banner.
Right.
So I'm trying to think, aside from Call of Duty, who else has done that?
Star Wars games, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Battlefront 2, Battlefront 3.
Call of Duty is one of those games that's like a victim of its own success. Battlefield kind of not so much because nothing's really changed in the like 15 years that it's been around besides it graphically getting better and then just kind of taking features in and out, putting them out, all that sort of thing. Bad Company was the most
Yeah, you're right.
most it ever changed since Hardline.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of people
What is
bitched
that
about
little
that
floppy
game.
thing on the Jeep? I've never figured that out.
Oh, that's your. It wipes the man.
Mango.
Hold on.
Bruce, you're living.
This is good talk.
This isn't a gameplay, Bruce. You don't have to
Shut up. Joel.
When Bruce gets to play a video game and doesn't have to.
Yeah, doesn't
Talk?
sit here.
Doesn't have to. Yeah.
talk about MOBAs.
Yep, we're talking about MOBAs. Anyway, so back to the MOBA talk.
Yeah.
Remember, EA was trying that. They saw what they were doing with Call of Duty, and they're like, "Oh shit, they're
tried it with
getting a
Medal of
war
Honor.
game out every year. We're going to do it with Medal of Honor,
Yeah.
Medal of Honor, and then next year Battlefield, Medal of Honor, and that didn't work.
Get Lincoln Park on the phone. We got a Medal of Honor game.
So they switched it up, and they're like, okay, now let's. Seems to be what's probably going to happen. It's going to be. Seems to be if they want to do heists and shit like that. That's fucking awesome.
Nice.
Great fun.